So to give you a little bit of background on my piece, it's called Don't Look Away. I don't know. There was this quote that I heard recently. If you guys were at, I think it was chapel last week, where she had us think of an injustice that was on our heart, write it down, pray about it. I've been working with missions and with our friends who live outdoors for a little while and trying to think, God, what is the injustice that you want to put on my heart? And this quote came to my mind: the greatest injustice is our casual blindness to the suffering of others. Mm-hmm. And so this is a response to that quote, which I don't entirely agree with. So. They say the greatest injustice is our casual blindness to the suffering of others. This is almost true. You'd think being blind itself is injustice enough. Not see life in crystal clear, high-def, pixel-perfect snapshots of raw and real and beautiful, but blindness is only worthy of sympathy under certain circumstances. Blindness as a beggar requires sympathy because you have no way out. Blindness as an artist requires sympathy because you cannot drink the vision that your trade has caused you to crave and you're starving. But blindness as a first-world middle-class human being is so very, very different than blindness of the eyes, than sympathetic, holy blindness. Our blindness to the suffering of others is neither pitiable nor is it casual. It is fucking intentional. We aren't unable to see. We crane our necks to look away. The greatest injustice is no casual blindness to suffering. It's no easy oblivion or excusable ignorance. The injustice here is that we turn our heads, turn up our noses, when we could easily turn around and face the very people we fear to see. Because it might make us feel something, and that something might be painful. And the only thing worse is to offer your deepest pity, express your sincerest sympathies, write sonnets about suffering, and post your most heartfelt hashtag as you blindfold your skull and tie your hands behind your back. Pity doesn't take any courage. Pity without action is worthless. When I was alone and broken, I imagined I desired someone to look on me with pity. But I soon realized that never once when I've been beaten, not when I was thrown in the street, and not when my friend's brother tried to choke the life out of me, not once have I looked up and been encouraged, heart-warmed by bystanders who watched me fall with looks of pity and had "aw, poor thing" etched in their eyebrows, who didn't fucking move, just looked on in pity. Never has it healed me. I see their faces in my nightmares as those who didn't want to get their hands dirty enough to save me. As those who are my enemies because they watched me suffer and looked away. That thing I imagined I craved wasn't pity, wasn't sympathy, wasn't that empty, hollow promise that someday someone might care enough to save me. I craved compassion. That someone would get their hands dirty, showing me they saw me in my suffering and were not contented to stand idly by. Someone who had the courage to say, enough. And you aren't alone. And I see you. Our greatest injustice is not the casual blindness to the suffering of others. It's that we offer our empty pity and turn our faces away. When you see someone with pain etched in their eyes who won't look you in the eye, when you say, "How are you?" don't look away. When you see someone sitting on the sidewalk with a cardboard sign and bags under their eyes and a cup in their hands, don't look away. When you see slits on his wrist and he pulls down his sleeves, you don't look away.
Amen.
When you see photos of a child drinking mud because they're thirsty, you don't look away. When you see someone catcalling the 14-year-old walking home and she blushes and stares at her shoes, you don't look away. When you see a story of people beheaded for their faith, shot for their faith, you don't look away. And when you see someone tell a child that the world would be better off without them, that they would be better off dead, you don't look away. When you see someone suffering, don't you dare look away. You look right at them. Right now, every person has a choice. We can keep our thumbs busy writing hashtags and keep batting our eyelashes to feel them scrape against the cool cloth that keeps us in the dark. And we can keep tying shoelaces around our wrists in pretty bows, careful to keep them behind our backs. Distract ourselves with this lie we're living that everything's okay, that pity is enough, that blindness is okay, that it's all okay. Or we can break free from those bindings, drop the cell phone selfies, likes, and tweets, untie our thick, dark blindfolds, blink in the dazzling sunlight, and look our brothers and sisters full in the face and say, I'm done being blind.